We do greet you in the lightness of being and in a way of love. Might you move this day in the love which we now send and shower upon you. Know that as you progress this life, that there are many opportunities to move in one direction or another. And do you recognize that there is a gift in each occurrence that does cross your path? For it is, and each thing, even those of a negative nature, are meant to give you another opportunity to look in a different direction that you may not have done had you continued in a more effortless way in the path in which you were on. And so as you progress this life and negative occurrences do approach your door, and you scratch your head and realize you must begin again in many regards to look at this thing that you had once accomplished so easily and the mode in which you had existed, which was so effortless. And now you must roll up your sleeves and make different choices to resume the life you knew once before. And do you see how this is a gift? And do you wonder who administers such gifts, such realities that enter into your realities that then become quite real in the occurrence? And we will say we are looking specifically at negative occurrences or bad occurrences that have happened in your past or perhaps have not yet entered your gateway of understanding. But do you see, and let us digress to say that there need not be any negative occurrence if you will sit and ponder upon what you might do when it is time to consider this route or that one. For when you ponder and reflect and you ask, more specifically, if you are traversing as you might do, as you need to do, want to do, aspire to do, if you are in that pathway, if you are in that gateway of discovery, then negative isms need not occur in your future. And you can see now in looking back upon past ones that they had moved you and have moved you into the pathway in which perhaps you now exist. And without this or that, you might be in another space and perhaps not even listening here. And so recognize that there is a gift, we will say, in each of the occurrences that occur. And in pondering or reflection, you are able to bypass the negative aspect there. And so recognize that the subconscious and those things that tend to redirect are not able to infer negativisms, except that perhaps sometimes, from time to time, you do self-sabotage. And in that self-sabotage, there is the opportunity for subconscious to move in that way. But we are specifically talking here more of those negative occurrences that introduce themselves, that are more physical in nature, that are more action-oriented and are not in a self-sabotage sort of way. Or we have been asked how this might be, and what might be, and what does direct these occurrences to be made real within your reality. And we will say that there is the ability in life for those of greater orchestration to manifest that which does then appear within the pathway of the one. And these negativisms then do exist in the formula and flow of existence. And they can be stopped at any point in time prior to their occurrence. Were you to have that inward reflection, that inward monitoring, that inward asking and requesting and seeking guidance. For it is almost a domino effect within the universe itself as a whole, that when there is not the questioning, when there is not the wonderment, when there is not the looking more specifically at where you are within the trajectory of your life, then there are the building blocks of the other that do, in effect, rise up to the point where there is no stability at the top, and any slight occurrence will cause the cascade of prior occurrences to topple. For they have been anchored not in a foundational way, but almost, we would say, in the sands of time. And as we have spoken of before, to not have that foundational platform or placement is a most dicey deal. For you do not have the stability that might otherwise offer an anchoring that would bypass this or that in a reality sort of way or existence. And so seek that firmer footing, seek that stability, seek that by asking more inwardly, routinely, why and where you are, and if you are where you need to be, and move the mind away during these discussions, for these are most important, and it is most important that you retrain the mind to be in its proper place and positioning of offering instruction when instruction is asked and requested. For the mind is very needy and wants more time, your time, and so isn't it time to regain those controls as well?